y'all, it's Lisa Dawn with the Lisa Dawn's Crochet, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, then welcome back. So I showed y'all on the last video the little itty paling pony that I made with BKay Crochet, and I joined Common Knots Officials Crochet Along featuring Brandy with BKay Crochet. And so she gave a really good discount, so I was able to buy some of her patterns. I had gotten paid again from the coffee house. I get paid on the 15th and the 30th of every month, and so I had went over my sales with y'all on the last video, and so after that I made a couple of other sales and got paid again. So this time I only made like, I think it was close to $22, $21 or $22, something like that. So I used every bit of that money to buy patterns. The money before that, I spent it all on yarn. So I'm back broke again, but that's how it goes, you know. At least I'm able to, you know, buy things. So I thought, I got to thinking, you know, that since I'm consigning with the coffee shop and it's mostly baby items, I got to thinking, you know, I wonder if I could take the itty paling and turn it into an Eeyore. And so I messaged Brandy, and I emailed her and asked her, and she said, sure, you know, as long as you're not stealing my pattern, as long as you're not, you know, changing my pattern. And I said, well, I'm just changing the colors. And she said, oh yes, you can modify it any way you want to color wise. So that's what I did. Look how stinking cute this little Eeyore is. This is the paling pony. Now I did add more hair up here than what I did the last time, but down here I kept it the same as what the pattern called, but I just decided to do pink and then the black down here because Eeyore has a little bow on his tail. And so the mane up here, I don't know if you can see it, the way that she has you to do it is just so neat. But it turned out really cute. It turned out really cute. The only thing is I do got a little spot there missing. I should have probably added another loop in there, but I didn't. But that's okay. That's okay. I mean, it's hard to get a pattern that's, you know, like this with the mane to be exactly in my opinion. And so I think it turned out pretty cute. And so I did the inside of the ears the pink color and the outside this blue gray color. And so instead of doing it just like one color, that's what I did. So, and I gave it the little 14 millimeter safety eyes, and I didn't do the stripe up the face. I just went ahead and kept it the blue, and I did the muzzle white. So, and then of course I did the hooves. I didn't do the white stripe. I just went with blue in the place of the white stripe and went up. And so this is like that gray blue or blue gray from Burnett, black from Burnett, and then whipped cream from Burnett, and then the pink is the bubblegum pink from Premier Basic Chenille Brights. And so I think this Eeyore turned out fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, the paling pony is an amazing pattern from BKay. I said that on the last video. It really is an amazing pattern. I really love it. And I know that the little ponies is going to sell for me. And I do want to make some more actual ponies. But I really wanted to make some of the characters from the 100 Acre Wood. And I have had that on my mind doing for a while. Whenever my son is 25 years old, my oldest son, and he absolutely loved Winnie the Pooh. Well, so did I. And when I was pregnant with him, I like had his entire crib set, everything was Winnie the Pooh, you know, and I had all the little characters. I had the bedding set, and I just had all kind of little different stuff. And when he was like a year or 2 years old, I even dressed him up for Winnie the Pooh as Halloween. And if I had a picture, or if I could find the picture, I would insert it here for y'all, but I don't know if I can find it or not. I will look for it. But he was the cutest little thing as Winnie the Pooh. He just absolutely loved Winnie the Pooh. And then it got to the point as he got older, he would watch the Winnie the Pooh and then he would just sit and cry. And I'd be like, what is wrong? And he would be like, Mama, it is so sad. And so I sat down with him and I watched the real Winnie the Pooh, and it was super sad, y'all. I squalled my eyes out, and I told him, I said, if this is gonna make you so sad and depressed and hurt, I said, we don't have to watch this anymore. And so he said, I don't want to watch it anymore, Mama. And so I wound up getting rid of that movie. And so we would still watch the Winnie the Pooh cartoons on TV, but we were done with the real movie. Well, I also had a couple of books that people had given me for my baby shower that was, you know, the real Winnie the Pooh story. And I honestly don't know what happened to them books. I wished I still had them because they were some really nice books that I had gotten. One of them was super thick, and it was like the really old, like Winnie the Pooh style book. Almost kind of like an antique book, if you will. That's kind of what it reminded me of, or what it reminds me of now to think back on it. But I don't know what happened to the books. Honestly, I probably got rid of them because of him being all sad and stuff. But anyway, I do know that the characters are super cute. Everybody loves the characters from Winnie the Pooh. And so that's what I'm going to try to do. I bought some of BKay's patterns to kind of resemble, and I already owned the little bear pattern, and I owned one of the little deer patterns. Of course, I know the deer's not in Winnie the Pooh, but I also thought about doing like her little deer for Bambi and then doing her little rabbit for Thumper. And I'm also going to do the rabbit for Rabbit and just do it a different color. But Rabbit on Winnie the Pooh is like a light yellow color, almost like banana yellow. And I think it has like pink ears or something, or maybe the inside of the ears are pink and the nose is pink. And then, of course, I bought Polly the pig. That was her newest pattern that she just come out with, I believe. And I'm hoping that it's not too big and that it'll match these. Well, I want them to all kind of correlate, you know, and match. I also bought the little Tux tiger, and that's what I'm working on now. And I've got the tail made, and I've got one of the arms made. Let me turn it around right. I got one of the arms made, and I got the tail made. I'm working on Tux tiger, and then after that I will try to start working on Bunny. And I've got some red, but I need some of the darker, like gold yellow. I want to order some gold yellow to do the Pooh. And like I said, I have her, I think it's Basil Bear, if I'm not mistaken. And I've made a black bear out of it before. I think I showed y'all that on the last video. I took it to the coffee house, but I want to use it. Now it is the same size as these. Yes, here it is. Here it's the Basil the bear. And so I'm gonna make Basil Bear like Winnie the Pooh if I can get some of the gold from Amazon or Walmart or wherever. You know, making all these characters is gonna be so much fun. And normally I sell, or I try to sell, these little snugglers for $35, and that's what I'm gonna do. Or I'm gonna put the whole set and maybe take 5 off of each if they buy the whole set. All 5 of them at $35. If they bought them single would be $175. So what I'm planning on doing is, if they buy all 5 of them, knocking it down to $150 if they want to buy. If anybody wants to buy the whole 5 of the group. So I'm still working on trying to get my Etsy shop open, y'all. I went today to try to get my license. The place was so packed out that we couldn't even get in there. There was just so many vehicles. So my husband said, I will try to bring you back Monday. And I said, that's fine by me, because it was too packed. And so we went ahead and got something to eat, and then we come on home. I have to get my license renewed before I can open my Etsy shop, because on Etsy, and I don't really remember them doing this the last time that I had an Etsy shop, but like I said, it was years ago, like when I first started, and I had Etsy for almost a year and I didn't sell anything. But since then I have grown a whole lot in my business, and I know a whole lot more now about crochet. And I think when I had my shop before, I was selling not just crochet, but I was selling like handmade sewn items. And so now, although I am going to be selling some handmade sewn items like at my market coming up in September, and I may even take some of those to the coffee shop to sell as well, but I really plan on selling them at my market if I can. But I think now that I'm really a whole lot better in my crochet, you know, I have a whole lot really tighter stitches now. I don't have a whole bunch of gaping holes. I have learned so much, y'all, over the years, and so I really think I'll do a whole lot better with Etsy. But back to what I was saying, is they now require you to have a government ID. And so I tried to upload my old license, but they were expired, and they sent me an email saying that you cannot use expired driver's license, that you have to have an up-to-date government ID, whether it be driver's license, military ID, or just a ID. And I said, if I'm going to the DMV, I'm not getting just a ID, I'm getting my driver's license renewed, because my license expired on my birthday back in November, and it's just July. So I think all I'll have to do is just get a new picture. I tried going online and renewing them online, but it would not let me. And so I called up there, and they said it was because they're requiring some kind of new picture now than what they had before. And so I need to get a new picture made. I know that. And I think after I get the picture made and I just pay for my license, I don't know. My husband said when he got his renewed, he didn't have to do a whole lot of anything. He said he thinks he had to sign something, maybe fill out a form and sign, but other than that, that was it. So hopefully Monday I can go and get my license renewed, and then I can go ahead. That is all, because you also have to get your banking account and all that approved to sell on Etsy, and all that's been done. All of that's been taken care of. The only thing that's literally holding up is my driver's license, y'all. So hopefully when this video comes out, I will already have my license, because today is Friday, and I had a new video that came out today. It came out at midnight. That's the way it works, and then I start recording, you know, for the next week. So this is just, I guess, day one of me recording. So I'll try to get back on here. It'll probably be tomorrow, because it's pretty late now. We're fixing to eat supper. I got to take my medicine, and then shortly, usually after I take my medicine, I just go to bed. I'm gonna get off of here, and then I'll get on tomorrow, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. Hey y'all, I'm back. I wanted to show y'all this cute Tux tiger. This is gonna be my little Tigger in my little 100 Acre Wood collection. So I don't know what I did, but it's almost like my ears aren't completely lined up, and I went by the pattern on where she says to crochet them in. You crochet them in with 3 single crochets, so they're crocheted in, they're not sewn on. And so I don't know, maybe it's the look of them or something, I don't know. But anyway, I also omitted the stripe up here and just did the stripe back here, and I also added some white here and a pink nose instead of a brown nose, because I wanted it to look more like Tigger from the 100 Acre Wood. But other than that, other than those 2 little changes, oh, and her ears are I think like a dark brown or black ears. I think it's like a taupe color in the pattern, but I did the same color as the body, because that's how Tigger's ears are in the pattern. he still turned out just so stinking cute, y'all. These are just adorable. They're just adorable. And now, the amount of time that it took me with all the color changes, I honestly should be charging 40 or 45. But I know because it's so little, I would never get that. I think they're adorable. I do think they're adorable. They're adorable. I just love them. I just love them. And so, I know that everybody loves Winnie the Pooh. I mean, who don't love Winnie the Pooh? Just about everybody loves Winnie the Pooh. And so, I think the next that I will be working on is Piglet. And I still haven't finished that pig from that cow crochet along, the Summer Fun Loving cow. I haven't finished it. I've got it, everything but part 2, the body and the hat. And I don't know, I've just been working on these because this is what I wanted to do. Of course, these patterns are the BKay crochet patterns from Brandy, and it's part of the Common Knots official group that I'm in. So that's what I was, supposed to be doing. But I thought, why not turn her patterns into something that which they would sell anyway, just like they are, y'all. Don't get me wrong, they really would. But this is the Tux Tiger pattern, and this is the Eddie Palin pattern. I just changed it to represent Eeyore and Tigger. So, and I asked Brandy if I could do that, and she told me I could. So, it's a lovely pattern. It's a fun pattern. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. I've did a tiger before. Y'all know I've made that big LSU tiger, and that was my own pattern. And the lady never did buy it. She ordered it. Hopefully these will sell, y'all. Hopefully these will sell. I haven't put a price on these yet. I've got to do that. I've got my price tags over here, and I will do that. And then I'm going to try to make a sign or something that says, buy all 5, from this collection, and you'll save $5 per stuffy. Well, actually, these are snugglers. They're not stuffies. Fingers crossed. Lots of prayer. Lots and lots of prayer. Today is Monday. I'm hoping and praying that I can go Wednesday and get my driver's license. Today we went school shopping for the kids. We got notebooks, pencils, highlighters, scissors, pens, things like that for the kids. Book bags. And so I think Wednesday we've also got to go shoe shopping and do a little bit of clothes shopping, either Wednesday or Thursday, probably Wednesday. I won't be crocheting quite as much because, got a lot going on. My husband has a doctor's appointment tomorrow. We've just been, me and him have been just super busy, just tending to different things around the house here. So, this may not be a very long vlog, y'all, but I'm gonna do the best that I can. Hopefully tomorrow, while he's in his appointment, I can do a little bit of crocheting and maybe work on that other pig. I'm waiting on some yarn that I ordered to come in. My husband, he went ahead and gave me an extra $100, and he was like, you need to get some yarn. But also I told him that I wanted to get something for the baby because, and y'all please be praying for my family, my son especially, and his wife especially. But my daughter went ahead and celebrated her birthday Saturday because her birthday is actually next week, and on her birthday was when my son's, my first grandbaby, his first child, passed. So this will mark a year that the baby passed. We're going to be doing like a little memorial, just like something small, releasing balloons, and I bought a little angel, and I also bought this real pretty granite, it's like a flower vase with an angel on it with, a little beautiful saying with some really pretty silk flowers. to put on the grave. And we're just gonna go and clean up the grave site a little bit, and I try to go as often as I can and do a little cleaning and take up old flowers, you know, bring them home and throw them away and try to put out new flowers. You know, I dump water out of pots, and any ant beds I try to rid, you know, try to fill up holes and that kind of stuff. So this coming weekend will be very hard for us, and probably the following week. So between this week and next week, with all of that going on, I'm not really sure how much video vlogging I'll be doing, y'all, because I've already been a little bit of a mess, and I can't help it. You know, grief is a hard thing. If you've ever had to deal with that, it's hard. And I'm sorry to the ones watching that just doesn't like that kind of stuff. I used to shy away from anybody that was chronically ill or chronically sick, or that just had any type of major medical issue. I would shy away from them, mainly because I was scared. I didn't know how to interact with those kinds of people. But when you become a nurse, it opens your eyes. And then when you deal with things personally, that really opens your eyes. And dealing with chronic illness myself, and with my husband, and dealing with, you know, personal loss that directly, you know, affected, you know, it was my first grandbaby, you know. Now, I do have a step grandbaby, a step granddaughter, and she's 4 years old, or she'll soon be 4 years old. She'll be 4 in October. And I love her dearly, and we try to do as much as we can for her. It was her baby sister, you know, that died. So, but it hurts. There's no words. There's just prayer. Just pray for us, y'all. That's all I can ask, is lots and lots of prayer. I know a lot of people don't like people posting different things on Facebook or video or whatnot. I know some people got really angry at me for posting a picture of the baby, them holding her after she'd been embalmed, and they had, you know, put the makeup on her, and she was beautiful to me. I mean, she was beautiful no matter what. She was beautiful before they did all that, you know. But these are my only memories, my only family's memories of this baby. And having a baby and it dying at birth is the hardest thing a woman or a family will ever experience. And losing a child, just losing a child, period, is the hardest thing anybody can experience, in my opinion. Death hurts, no matter. Death hurts. Hurts bad. And there's just no words. Just pray for us. I will show y'all the little angel and the granite vase that I got for her when it comes in. I actually have the angel now, but I want to wait until the vase comes in before I show y'all. And I want to get some balloons. I haven't made up my mind yet if we're going to get white balloons or pink balloons, but we're getting some type, may get a mixture, white and pink balloons and helium, and we're just going to let them go at the gravesite. Like I said, it's just going to be like a little memorial. I don't know what all we're going to plan to do, but, you know, just something in remembrance of her. So, but I'm going to get off of here. I know that it's sad, and I can't help that, y'all. So, I'll talk to y'all later. Hey y'all, it's me again. So excited, y'all. I completed a whip. Woo! So, I don't know what happened to the ears, but my ears always turn out lopsided. I gave it some little orange. These were bought from Amazon. And then I added the little pink nose. I did a combination of 2 different cats. This is the Tilly cat from Oak and Marlow on her Fable Friends collection. And I did the Calico cat and I also did just the classic cat. So the head is the classic cat, and then the body is the calico. Plus I wanted spots on the legs, so I added the spots on the legs as well. So I did not 100% follow her color patterns changes on the pattern, because I didn't have but just a tiny bit of the white, and I wanted to use it up, and I had just a little bit of this left, and I wanted to use it up. I still have a little bit more. I can make a tiny leaf cat with it, so I'm just trying to use up some of my yarn that I have in my little bag here. So I had already made this Tilly cat, and it was in my wet bag. I had just completed it up to about the neck, and I actually had started with this color, but I was making a loaf cat, or I was making something for an order. I can't remember. It might have been a chicken. I don't remember. Anyway, I needed this color, so I wound up frogging the head and using this color to finish whatever project I was working on. So then I decided I would just do the cat in the classic cat, the head in the classic cat, and the arms in the classic cat, because I was out of this white color. And actually, I don't know if you can tell or not, but one of the arms are a completely different color. But that's okay, because you can't really tell. Yeah, one is in whipped cream, and the other is, I don't really know. I just think it's another brand, and it wasn't Bernat. So, but I only had like a little bit of it. I think maybe it was like the Walmart brand vintage white or something like that. Anyway, I had this in my whips pile, and I wanted to complete it, finish it up. And y'all, it turned out cute. It did. It turned out super cute. So I've already got one Tilly cat made, and so now this will be two Tilly cats completed. And then I have one in the mermaid mod that I actually took to the coffee shop. And so I'm actually wanted to make these cats for my market in September, because I know a lot of people likes cats, and cats have always been a really good seller for me. So I've got a couple of my market pups made that didn't sell at the coffee house. So I got 3 of them made. Hopefully they'll sell at my market in September. So since I had those little dogs, I wanted some, you know, cats. And cats seem to sell way better than dogs for some reason, the little ones. So I guess there's just a lot more people that has cats and likes cats. So I usually sell loaf cats, and I also sell these cats. So I wanted to have some of them. And yeah, so I might make a Siamese cat, because I know the Siamese cat sells as well. I also want to make I would like to make a regular cat with the head pattern like this, but make it in black and white instead of the orange and white, because I've had people to ask me before, Miss Elisa, can you make me a black and white cat? And I've made them and sold them. So I've sold the Siamese cat, and I've sold black and white cats, and I've sold a couple of the loaf cats. So people like cats, and cats sell. So working on some market makes, working on some whips, just trying to get some things completed. I also started making, I'm sorry about my dog. Y'all know they always go to barking when I get on here. I started making the Briggs bear, the Edie Briggs from Mama Made Mini. And so the face looks weird because I had it turned inside out, because I'm using safety eyes and I'm gluing the backs. So I use, and I probably have showed this to y'all before, I use this Aleene's Premium Quality Original Tacky Glue. I get this from Walmart. You can also sometimes buy a little bottle of it at the Dollar Tree. But the last few times I went to the Dollar Tree, they've been out. So I just purchased this huge bottle online from Walmart, and it should last me a good while, because it's It's 16 fluid ounces or 473 mLs. So it's a good bit. It's a good bit. So when this dries, it'll probably take through the rest of the afternoon to dry. But and it probably won't be completely dry, but I want it to be dried enough to where it's not running, so I can finish the head, stuff the head, and then I can move on to the body of the Briggs Bear. I am doing, Lord, I need to put these dogs out, y'all. Give me just a minute. Let me put this dog out. Y'all, I could not get her to go out because my other dog came in, so I'll have to take her outside here in just a little bit. But I know everybody has seen the viral post on Instagram going around from Awestruck Crochet, and also she does a lot of YouTube vlogs about the Briggs mini bear, the blue overalls and the green overalls. So I do want to make one in green, and I've ordered some Bernat in a real pretty green color, but it has not come in yet. So I have the Corduroy Bear book that I bought for my market, and I will do one in the green, but this one here in particular I'm making to go to the coffee house. And the book buddies I'm not taking to the coffee house. I'm just gonna have them for my market. Also, I've never did the mystery bags, and I thought about maybe having a few mystery bags at my market just to see how that would go. I do have a pretty good bit of makes with some smaller makes that did not sell when I had my market last year, and so I may take them and use them for mystery bags and just kind of see how they go. I'm trying to make multiples of things that I know personally has sold or will sell, and I'm trying to stay away from some of the things that don't sell. But I have done a lot of pattern tests recently, and so I have a bunch of new items, and I don't know if they'll sell or not because they're brand new patterns that I've made, patterns that other people have made that I've tested, and so I won't know until my market, you know. But I do want to have a bunch of those, maybe have a bunch of different things, so there'll be a lot that people can pick and choose from. I know I want to do a lot of the book buddies, and I want to have a lot of like smallish to medium makes, because the bigger makes usually does not sell at my market for me. I might sell one or two bigger items, but usually it's the small to medium-ish items that generally sell at my market that I'm going to. The one that I'm doing in September, I've actually did it before back in November, and I did pretty good. I made $350 at that market. So my goal for this year is to make $500 at this market. And I think if I have more medium to smallish items, you know, that I can reach that goal. So I'm not trying to do a whole bunch of bigger items. The Briggs Bear is the 80 Briggs Bear, and so that's what I'm working on, is some of the 80 makes to have for the coffee house and my market. And now I am still wanting to make some more of these to take to the coffee house, because I have sold a few of the knotted loveys, the bigger ones out of the book, at the coffee shop. And so people generally, you know, whenever they come in there, you know, I usually take and leave my stuff for about 30 days. And so maybe if they see something, they might say, well, you know, I don't have the money today, but I might come back tomorrow or next week. And so then, you know, you can't really do that at a market. You know, you generally, when people come to markets, they're generally, you know, looking to shop for different stuff like holiday items. You know, it's September, so I'm pretty sure people will be shopping for holiday items or birthdays, baby showers and stuff like that. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here and show y'all that I did get a whip finished. Now, I still have a whole pile more, y'all. Oh my goodness, I have a pile of whips that I need to work on. I think I'm going to do this for the color that goes across the top of the nose. I think this would be a really good color for that. And then I may go ahead and start the Briggs Bear in this color, because this is the color that I want to use. And I think this is Sand from Premier Basics Chanel Brights. I'm pretty sure it's the Sand. And I want to use it to do the one that I'm doing for the corduroy book bear. So I've got it out, got it ready. I did order some caramel this morning from Premier, because it's about the only color in between these two and this color here, the caramel. And so I may just wait till I get the caramel color in before I make the cows. I do want to use this for the Briggs Bear though, so I will keep it out. I do like to use this for rabbits, so I may just put it up. And I have this leftover green here, and I'm not really sure what I want to do with it. There's only just a little bit in this roll. I might can do like a frog. No, I know what I had this green for. And that's another thing that I need to finish, is the pig from that Summer Fun Loving Cow. I didn't finish that pig. I'm almost done with it, y'all. The pink that I chose to use is Bubblegum Pink from Premier Basics Brights. And it hurts my hands so bad. It's that really, really, really rough texture. But I had already started making it, and I made the part 1, and I bought 2 skeins of this, and I don't know if the other skein is like this or not, because I haven't opened it. But this skein for sure is really bad. It's terrible. And so this pig has on a strawberry hat, so that's what I was going to use this green for. I know it's a darker green, but I figured since I'm using the dark pink, I might as well use the darker green. So that's what I had that out for. I'm going to put this little bitty roll of this teal color in here. I like to use that on when I'm doing some of my chickens. I like to use it for the chicken wings, the roosters, Oak and Marlowe Fable Friend rooster. And I need to probably make another one of them, or maybe 2 of them for my market. We'll see. I got so much stuff in my head that I want to make, and just not enough time to make it in. Whenever I get the Briggs Bear made, I will come back on here and show y'all. But I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Hey y'all. It's me again. I'm back in the bedroom. I'm having to hold up my laptop because my case hasn't come in yet. You want to know why? Well, ordered it July the 4th. Well, actually it was the 3rd, but it says it went out on the 4th. But then it gave me a notification like 2 days ago saying that my my debit card didn't process. I put the wrong debit card. I chose the one that had the expiration. So I had to go back in there and choose the right debit card. So now, yeah, it's going to be a little bit longer before I get my case. Anyway, this is where I'm at on Mr. Briggs Bear. He's so cute. Oh my gosh. He's so stinking adorable, y'all. Oh my, look how cute he is. I can't get over how cute he is. Hey y'all, it's me again. I'm gonna try my best to hold this tablet steady while I'm recording. It's 5:32. I've got supper cooking. We are cooking spaghetti. And so look at Briggs. Oh my gosh, he is so cute. So now the only thing that I have to do is crochet his arms and then make his little overall straps. Yes. Now, I don't think I'm gonna sew buttons on him. I know on the book corduroy he does have a little button on one, and I may do that on the corduroy one, but for this one I am not. So he turned out so stinking cute. So stinking cute. I have not went back and put the white around the nose. I still don't know if I'm gonna do that or not. It just depends. But just looking at him right now, y'all, he's just so super cute. Oh my gosh, super-de duper-de cute. So I'll probably be working on the lighter brown one tomorrow, And I think my green yarn is supposed to come in tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Either tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday. Today is Tuesday, so I have been pretty busy this week. I have been very productive this week, y'all. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I guess I just got my Crojo back, but I am still working in the Common Knots official, waiting on some yarn colors. Like I said, hopefully they'll come in tomorrow or Thursday or Friday, and then I can work on the rest of the series that's in the little piglet series. And I'm just, you know, doing these on my own. She doesn't have them in the Winnie the Pooh patterns or whatever. I'm just using her patterns and turning them into the Winnie the Pooh characters, basically, because I just thought that was a wonderful idea. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, finish supper, eat, and then I'll try to finish Briggs tonight before I go to bed. Bye. Hey y'all, I'm back. Look how stinking adorable Briggs Bear. He is just adorably cute. Y'all, one thing I can't never figure out, the knots in the front on this one and the knots in the back on this one. I always do that. I don't know how, but look, he or she, Briggs Bear, turned out just the cutest as can be. Cutest as can be. I'm in love. I'm in love with this little bear. I don't really know what to put for a price on this one. I'm thinking probably $35 on this one as well. It is a lot of work because it's color changing. It's a lot of detail work. This one's going to the coffee house. Hey y'all. I'm in my bedroom. I look a hot mess. Oh my gosh, y'all. So all day today and part of yesterday afternoon, into part of last night, I worked on Google spreadsheets. Oh my gosh. So I did a yarn spreadsheet so I can keep up with my inventory of my yarn. And then I started working on Plushie Makes spreadsheet. And it literally has taken me all day. It's 4:12 in the afternoon, and I think I got finished about 3:30, and I'm not really finished. I've only got like halfway done. I have somehow lost a box of my plushies. Don't know what I did with them. Can't find them. Who knows? It's not any that I've taken to the coffee house because I've looked, and you know, these are not ones that I would have taken. And I have a box that is makes that I've made myself, for me and for other, I guess you would say, like tests or whatever that I did. A lot of it is like when I first started crocheting and I had made a bunch of mistakes, so I just kind of put them in a box and said, this is stuff I'm going to keep for when I open my, you know, office, because it's stuff that's, to me, too good to throw away. It's precious memories, you know, maybe like a rough draft or something of things that I've made, or, and it could be just a really good, you know, plushie that I made that I just didn't want to get rid of, you know, because I said, I'm keeping this for me. So my kids tell me that I have ADD really, really bad, and you could say like squirrel, and I'm gone. Anyway, I get on these long drawn out and I forget what I'm even doing. Anyway, I lost a box of my makes. I can't find it. It's not in my trunk. It's not in my closet. The only other place that I think it could be is in my youngest daughter's closet. And y'all, it is a terrible, terrifying, horrible mess in that closet. And I just don't have the energy to go in there and dig right now. But I will, either tonight or tomorrow, I'll go dig, because I've got to find this box of makes that I have no idea, just have no idea what I've did with them. No idea. It's several different things that's missing. So I'll find them eventually. I'll find what I did with them. Who knows? They could be behind the couch. Who knows? They might have fell behind there, because it's only a few things that I'm missing. But anyway, I got a yarn order in. I'm guessing this is my Amazon, because I also ordered some yarn from Premier, but I'm guessing this is my Amazon yarn order that I did for my Burnett blanket. So, and I ordered a couple of other things too that, okay, so I ordered some of this pink, and this is called Pink Dust. And I thought that maybe this would be better than the tan pink. What are you doing, Missy Prissy? Go play. Please go play. Look. Play with that. She's just wanting loving. But anyway, it looks like it's almost just maybe a hair lighter than the tan pink. I'm sorry, y'all. That's the dog doing that. So I got 2 skeins of this. I like to use these for making the tutu skirts on the little bream mice and, you know, the other ballerina mods that I do. And then I ordered this to be Piglet's belly. This is baby pink. Now, I'm thinking that this is also the pink that I used on the Beth Bunny when I did the ballerina mod in the silver steel body. And it is a whip that I have that I've been wanting to finish, and I've been just, you know, holding off. And so I was like, I think that's the one that I bought. I think it's the one that I bought. So hopefully this will match. I'm going to go get it here in just a little bit and see if it's the same color. But anyway, I also bought this green so I can do my corduroy bear. Look how pretty this green is, y'all. This is called smoky green. And so I plan on doing some corduroy bears. I plan on doing some more of the Pun Pals. The pattern is by Delon with Lauren.crochets. Those have sold really good for me at the coffee shop, and so I really like this color. Also, I have the Dorito duck pattern, which is probably twice as big as the Pun Pals, and I want to make some mallard mods of the Dorito duck with some of this. And so I have some of the sand and a little bit of the steel cut oats, but I'm using the steel cut oats for the corduroy bear. So I'm hoping maybe the sand will be good, and then I'm getting the caramel. Supposed to be getting it in, and I want to say I ordered some more almond, and so maybe between those, I don't really know exactly what colors I'm going to use with this to make the Dorito duck mallard mod, but that's my plans. Okay, and then the only other thing in that box, the angel vase that I ordered to go on my grandbaby's grave. Let me run and grab the other angel too so I can show y'all, because I want to show y'all. See if I can fix this better. Okay, I'm back, y'all. So this is the little angel that I bought, and it's just a baby in a crib with a little bear with a big angel over the baby in the crib, and I thought this would be good. It's super heavy to go on Henley's grave. And then I was thinking that this vase was going to come with silk flowers, but maybe it didn't. If not, I'll have to go back to town and buy some silk flowers. I was looking to see, it has a little thing in the bottom here, and it says if you're going to be leaving it outside, to take this little thing out here so the water will drain out. So I'm going to have to do that. It's just a little stopper. It was supposed to have come with some stakes that you put in the bottom holes here, but I do not see the stakes in this box. So there's a place in the box for the stakes, but the stakes aren't in there. Oh, here they are, right here. they were on the other side. So, yeah. So these little stakes, they screw into the bottom of, so you can just put it down in the ground at the graveside. So that's what my husband and I bought for the baby for the graveside. And we're supposed to be going, picking the kids up. Our youngest son has to work tomorrow, and we're supposed to be going and picking them up tomorrow morning, in the morning. In the morning. We got to take them to get school shoes. I've already bought them their book bags, and we bought them some school supplies. And so we are just gonna try to get together with them, my husband, my daughter, her fiance, my daughter-in-law. My son will not be home for 2 more weeks. He's in Pennsylvania working, so it's hard to do this without him being there. But, and I don't know, they'll probably do something privately when he comes home. But y'all just pray for my family. Just pray for us. We're just having just a hard time. There's just a lot, you know, that people don't think about, you know, when somebody loses a loved one. My son, he's dealing with it the best that he can, but he's having a lot of anger issues. And I know men don't like to talk about their feelings. Men don't like to let their feelings out. My oldest son, he's 25, and he's just having a really hard time. And my daughter-in-law is really, really having a rough time at it too. We all are. Just please pray for me and my family, especially my son and daughter-in-law. Especially on Saturday, because she would have been a year old. So it's just really hard for us. Really, really hard for us. And I'm going to get off of here before I start squalling y'all, because it's hard for me to talk about it and just not break down. So I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later. Hey y'all, it's me again. I'm back. So I found my whip, and y'all, this is not even the same color. Not even the same color. I really liked this pink though. This is more like a, I know it says baby pink, but to me it's got like a purple undertone or hue to it. I don't know. I can't remember what pink that I used. I think it's called tan pink. I'm pretty sure it is. It's almost white. It's like barely pink. Or it might have been, I might have been wrong. This might be that dusty pink, and this might be the tan pink up top. I don't know. But why anybody would call that tan pink is beyond me. I would think that would be tan pink because it's got a tan, almost white hue to it. But okay, so this is the other pink here. To me, this is more tan pink, and it's called Pink Dust. Pink Dust. And you can tell this is lighter. So I don't know. I don't know. Do you see these two? They really don't even go together. I mean, honestly, they don't. I don't know. I don't know what to do, y'all. I was planning on doing my little piggy out of these two, but they don't really even match. I don't like it at all. I don't know, y'all. I just don't like it. You would think I wouldn't like this one, but I do, because I like these lighter tones, and it will still be okay, I think, to do the little skirts. But I need something that'll go with this. I just may have to pair this with whipped cream for now until I can get a prettier pink. I'm telling y'all, I don't know. Hey y'all, it's me again. So I am sending this yarn back. I went ahead and I printed a label on my printer to send it back. and we're just going to take it to a drop off in the morning. I went back and looked through my order and purchasing history, and it turns out that I actually got the yarn from Michael's. So the lighter pink was in fact the pink dust. It was this color right here that I ordered, even though this is darker than what it used to be, because the pink dust that I looked at on Michael's that I ordered was lighter than this. And so that's what was in my ordering history. So this is probably like a shade or two darker than the old pink dust used to be. So the tan pink was the other pink. So I went ahead and I ordered that from Amazon, because I'm doing a return on this to Amazon, and it was the same price. So they'll put the money back on my card in 2 to 3 days, and then I should be getting that. It said July the 24th. We'll see. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to tell y'all, is that my husband and I went ahead and we did Amazon Prime again, because the fact that I'm constantly shipping, or I'm constantly ordering something from Amazon. Kids is ordering stuff from Amazon for the wedding, and it's just easier to do that and get free shipping than constantly having to pay for shipping when you're ordering 1,000 things. I'm telling y'all, we have gotten so much stuff from Amazon, mostly for the wedding. But anyway, that is where I get a lot of my yarn from, because a lot of times you can get it cheaper on Amazon or at Walmart than you can in the store from Michael's and Hobby Lobby. So I got this in this little box, this yarn. That's just how it came. I'm keeping this blush pink. Hopefully I'll get that tan pink. By then, the Common Knots official will be over, but I'm still planning on making it, because I did buy her pattern, and that is what I was wanting to do with it. So, and not only that, like I said, I do use it also for the little tutus on the little breeze. I love that color. It's just together, it's like a more, I guess, natural color. It's not real bright or anything like that. So I probably should have put something over that, but it'll be okay, because I'm out of tape. I might need to save that little piece for the packaging slip. Let me go run and get that real quick. For now, that'll do, and hopefully they'll have more tape at the drop-off. May have to stop by the dollar store and get some more tape myself. Make sure it's good and taped on there. That's probably what I'll do to be on the safe side. So I got it ready to ship out. So got that taken care of. Check off my list. And I'll have to go back on my spreadsheets, on my Google spreadsheets, and update that. Y'all, I have watched 100 million YouTube videos on how to do Google spreadsheets. I did not realize how easy they were. Once you really get to do them, it is a little time consuming learning to do it at first, but then once you get to doing it and getting the hang of it, it's really not all that bad. And honestly, I'm tired of keeping stuff in a notebook. I'm just tired of keeping up with stuff. I'll still probably keep up, like with my coffee house makes in my notebook, what I take, what I get back, how much I make, blah 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 blah. But this is for me to keep up personally with my yarn amount and what makes I have. That way when I do my market, I'll know this is what makes I have, this is what makes I probably need to make. So to be more accountable, because it's all in one place and you ain't got to dig through like 10 pages of notebook paper to try to figure out. And not only that, but I separated it into different columns. Like I have the line and miscellaneous, because I have a ton of her patterns, because I personally pattern test for her. And then I have Oak and Marlowe, because I have every one of her patterns, just about it, except for the Lofties. I haven't bought any of them, because I literally have all of her other patterns. Unless I just was to get an order for one, I probably won't buy them. And then I have a slew of Brandy's patterns with BKay Crochet, and I have a slew of the Mama Made minis, and then I have my own patterns, and so I just put them in different columns on there, and I put what I've made of each, the price for each, and then, you know, I did the little sum of everything, that way I could keep up with it, and when something sells, I'll know, hey, this sold, and I can try to kind of keep up with what is selling and not selling. So I think it'll help me more, and it'll hold me more accountability too. I said, keep saying that I'm gonna start timing myself and weighing stuff. Haven't started it yet, y'all, but I'm going to. I promise y'all I am. My next make is gonna be the little Briggs bear in the overalls for the book. So I think this will be enough yarn. The majority of the body will be this, because I'm doing it in the green overalls. So pretty much all I need is the head and the feet and the arms. So I think this will be enough for that. Hopefully it will be, because I really don't want to order any more yarn right now if I can help it. But y'all, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. I've been doing a lot of cleaning today, and I'm exhausted, so I'm fixing to go to bed. It's after 7 o'clock, and I'm tired. My dogs is reary and tired. They're ready for me to come get in the bed. My husband's ready for me to get in the bed. So we're fixing to cut the lights out and go to bed. So this will be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much for supporting me. I have had so many new subscribers. Thank you to Tammy on her Tuesday night lives. And she gives a shout out to all of the new people that needs subscribers. And that has helped me get new subscribers. It pushed me over 100. I think the last time I looked, I had 108 subscribers. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Love y'all. I'll see y'all next week.